To become a better leader of tomorrow in just a short amount of time, subscribe to our Raj Shamani Cliff channel. Give me your take on this. Okay, I read a report recently. It was done by obviously consultants and stuff, very named. I don't want to quote them because it might change. So 54%, so what they said, that our parents' generation used to save 54% of their income.
Yeah.
Okay. And our generation only saves 17% of their income.
Yeah.
So that's a huge difference. There is 30-35% which people are spending now more than saving.
Yeah.
So where do you, you have read the wallet share and you understand that much better. Where do you feel the consumers of today or today's generation is spending on?
So the mindset has changed, right? I mean, the fact of the matter is when you ask your parents and they've got a bank balance, you say, Mom, Dad, why don't you go to Nainital and have a holiday? Nahin, yaar, bimar pad jayega to fir, what will happen to me? So they're thinking of that negative tomorrow. Yeah. You're thinking of the positive tomorrow. Yeah. You're thinking, tomorrow dekha jayega, yaar, today I have to live. So that mindset has changed a lot. And that's not wallet share, that's behavioral pattern, that's spending pattern, that's everything you want to do. And a lot of that is because of the media, the social media, the interactiveness, and the peer-to-peer pressure that you get today that they didn't have. So that to me is the one where somebody is looking that tomorrow I need to provide for tomorrow. And you're saying, kal ho na ho.
Yeah. That's true. I'm still in the middle of it. Sometimes I'm
But it's a good balance, but it's still
I'm
20-25% is still spending. By the way, I want to tell you, that's slightly better than some nations where that 50% is all debt.
Yeah. Consumer credit business.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So you take here, this is the psyche, and actually it's a good Indian psyche from that point of view. But if you take a Western country, you take America, their pocket share is not $100 is for $100. Their pocket share is $3,000 for $100 because you can mortgage your flat, you can do this, you can take on debt, everything is on that basis, right? So then your leveraging is very different. And you're leveraging at 0.25% interest, where in India we've grown up on 8 to 12.5% interest, for example. Then everyone's mindset, your parents' mindset to whatever else is, there's a value for money. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean I'm saying America has a less value for money, but it's just a very different way. So wallet share in each country, when you're looking at a consumer, you'll have to see which consumer. The guy in Vietnam, the person in India, the person in Bangladesh, the person in US, the person in Ukraine, very different.
You know what? And we tend to, I'm having so many different questions and I'm not completing the last one, but I'm still going to ask. So what do you feel everybody, we look at Western cultures, we look at Western world and the startups which have worked there, right? And we try to copy that here.
That's terrible.
Right? But
I've never done that in my life and I don't know why people do that. But I want to just caution you. What you read about in the media is that small minority of people that actually look at that. But if you see the people that are out there and some of the entrepreneurs, the SME sector, the small and middle scale, those are making manufacturing. If somebody's working in climate change, they're working in agriculture, those are all non-copy paste.
True, so they're homegrown. They're home.
But 90% of business ideas today on a cumulative basis, not basis on how they're funded by 9 crazy VC and private equity investors who want to just throw money on people. The other people, when you don't have that kind of money, you come up with better business models. Some few investors have decided to overvalue you. I mean, nothing can go to that level. No mercury rises in such a sudden manner. So I think that was a phase. There was a phase of zero cost of capital. There was a phase in that. That report card changes very, very quickly. I don't think we should use that as the gold standard or as the benchmark for anything from that point of view. I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. From the maybe 100 unicorns today, I don't think out of these 100, more than 25 will be unicorns in the next 2 to 3 years. Mm-hmm. There might be another X number of unicorns. I'm sure we'll have many who will have the right value, but they'll have built a much more business. But today, I think a lot of fragility in the valuations that have happened there. And for all good reason, we know that. We know the reason why it's happened. So we should really be cautious that they should not become the inspiration for all your listeners and viewers here also today, because actually that's a bad example to follow. And look, I mean, I think Upgrad is in that category, but I kind of cringe because I'm just saying we went about what we went about. The first 5 years, we funded it ourselves. And then we went through with that process. But this gold standard that we put on this self-acclaimed, back-thumping, chest-thumping approach, because 5 people backed you at a certain valuation and you managed that, your problems are all starting now. There's a statutory warning. Your problems start now.
After getting that status with you.
Because now where do you go? Where do you go from here?
Now you got to build solid
where do you go from here?
Now you know more sales.
25, sure. Out of the 100, yeah, I would say the rest, where do you go from here?
Yeah,
And if that's not a model, then let's keep that out. And then when we talk about the real India or the real opportunities, even the real anywhere from that point of view, or the real Vietnam or the real China or the real any economy or the real Africa, I mean, there's a lot happening.
True. That is. I'll come to that, the India story, right? And first I want to complete the last question was, where do you feel like today's customer is spending on? Like, what do you think? Where are we spending the most, the young generation? Is it entertainment? Is it education? Like, where are we spending the most?
Yeah. So, I mean, my broad class, and I'm not an economist, so I'm not giving, I'm giving a very down to earth person to person as a customer. And I can see that the self-consumption has gone up. And I say self-consumption and then can have many roots in that. So for some people, I think the whole element of what I would call for yourself is a combination of entertainment, recreation, outdoor activities, something that you want to consume in that thought process, lifestyle approach, what you spend. So there's that whole consumption pattern on self, whether it could be an expensive phone because you're spending 6 hours a day or 3 hours a day on it, to lifestyle, to how you want to dress and do whatever else, to what you want to consume in every sense of the word, and recreation. I think today more and more people have spent more money on that. The savings part, I think, is the one that has shrunk because you do believe, rightly so, I think, and in India, that tomorrow is going to be better than yesterday. And I think when you ask for that generation, maybe your parents at that stage grew up where tomorrow may not be as good as yesterday.
Yeah.
And then you have a very cautious approach to life. So it's not that they were born pessimists, but it's just that you felt, I have to save for a rainy day. Today, I don't think that's the first thing you think of a rainy day. You know, part of it is also because you have a lot of self-confidence today in young India. Like, I'll manage, I'll figure it out. At that time, you didn't feel you had to figure it out. That's why my dad sat and tell me, but you are on your own.
Yeah.
Because he didn't think that there would be. But at that stage in age, I felt, I'll figure it out.
True.
So that's why my ability to take risks. So my spending power of 100 rupee wallet will be on great ideas. It may not be necessarily on my self-consumption. The t-shirts and the trousers I wear, I buy 10 of each and then wear them for 10 years.
Okay.
So it's the easiest decision for shopping and it's the easiest decision every morning for wearing your clothes.
Nice.
So I think it's each one to their own.
But still, it's self-consumption.
It is self-consumption.
It is self-consumption.
But it is because you believe tomorrow is, is going to be better than today. And I think some of the other earlier, and I'm not saying I'm in that generation where I feel young, but I'm in an older generation. So I feel I can relate to both, where I do believe tomorrow is better than yesterday, and I think and spend accordingly.
Yeah, because you're right, because I've seen my father from, like, the best thing happened to me was, like, I saw my father building. Okay, I was born at the time when we were not doing very well financially, and then eventually I saw that whole struggle, like up and down, and then eventually he started doing better, right? But even today, his entire life is about, मैं एक छोटी ज़मीन खरीद लेता हूँ, वो मॉम का टेक केयर करेगी, मैं दूसरी ज़मीन खरीदता हूँ जो मेरे बेटे का टेक केयर करेगी, right? His whole life is, I've never heard him saying, okay, let me go take a holiday. Yeah. Let me go spend on myself. Let me buy something because I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. And whereas I make like fraction of what my dad has made.
And it's not from an indulgent or lack of indulgence point of view. He might think it's worth it to take all of you all for a holiday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but now you are not willing to go for a holiday. Then his mind will change overnight on that.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you so much for watching this clip till the end. For more such amazing, insightful clips, please subscribe to our channel.